Stay tuned for this important tip.
From our garden to yours.
I have a little secret I want to share with you. I've always wanted a farm. Not a big farm, just a little farm. Maybe you would too, and Dennis Mudge joins us here, our farm and natural resources agent, to tell us how we can maybe get a farm. Dennis, you know, there's been an increase, I think, in small farms, right? And I wonder why.
Yeah, the statistics have proved that we are up in the numbers of farms. Down in acreage, but up in farms. So it's small farms, Tom, just like you're talking about.
Yeah, I just want to know a little piece of land about, what would you consider a small farm?
5 acres,
That's
maybe?
me.
Yeah, or maybe even 2.
Yeah. My wife says I have trouble taking care of a ½ acre, but I'd like to give it a try, which is kind of neat. Now, in selecting a farm site like that, what should we be looking for?
Well, land is key, always the best land, and there's soil surveys online and in books that can tell you what the soil's like. This increase in farms has to do a lot to do with people wanting to raise their own food, Tom. And it's not just vegetables like you do, but it's also meat as well.
Yeah. I can raise a lot of vegetables in a fairly small area, but when it comes to meat animals, I would think you'd need a lot more room.
Yeah, you'd need more space. But you know, and it's not just even the food too, Tom. We're finding people, it's a lifestyle. They want to have animals like a rabbit, like Bailey here.
That's Bailey.
They want to have animals for pets, companion animals. Bailey's used to being on a leash and walking around in the yard and free ranging. She's got a great life living in the country, and we're finding more and more animals like this that are there for companion animals, and people are raising them to sell.
Yep. It's such a beautiful rabbit there. And are rabbits like this hard to grow? I mean,
Not
raise?
at all. They're very prolific, as everybody knows, but it's more than that. You come to our programs and find out the Extension Center how to raise rabbits. You'll find it's quite easy to do.
That's what I was wondering, you know, how difficult it is to learn about the animals like that and actually raise them. I guess a lot of people think, you know, you just get the animal, you put it in a box and give it a little food and away it goes, but it's not like that, is it?
Yeah, it's not quite that simple. There's more to do to that, and details as how to do it and raising them and the young and all. So you do a great job, and then you have happy rabbits and you're happy.
Yeah, I have to tell you a story. I knew a gardener, he was an organic gardener, who had rabbits and a vegetable garden. What a combination, because he had the manure and everything else right there for it, which kind of neat. What other animals do you suggest people might take a look at?
Well, we're seeing a lot of people with goats now, and even potbelly pigs, and when they have enough space, a cow. And that's a great way to go. You know, there's just so many things you can do that way on your own little farm. And you're in with a great group of people who are doing this, who are bivocational. They do a little bit of farm. They're not really trying to make a profit on it, but they're trying to break even on their farm.
That's what I was going to ask you, you know, how economical is something like this?
Yeah, only big farms are profitable. We're not talking about making money. We're talking about, can my farm break even so I can have a lifestyle I want and live in the country?
So it's more of the lifestyle than it is really making money off of something like this. What do you need? Let's say I want a cow. I want to go through and I want to get some milk and things like that. You know, what type of investment am I talking about?
Well, it's thousands. You have to understand that it's going to be thousands to get started. I'm not talking about even buying the land. It's great if you inherit it or if it's dad's land or whatever, but the land's the biggest expense. But when it comes down to going with animals, you're talking about putting some thousands in. But, Tom, you really can break even. If you're selling your animals and you're managing it, you find out how to do that, you get other friends, you join the clubs and organizations and come to our programs, you can break even on it, and that makes it great.
Some of the other animals, like chickens, for instance, is that something? A lot of people say, I want the fresh eggs, I want the
There's
range-free
a movement in this
chicken.
country for small flocks with chickens, raising your own eggs. Absolutely, they call them range chickens. I let them loose and eat the insects and that kind of thing. But we're even finding in some cities across America, they're in urban environments again now with chickens. And who knows, maybe someday Orlando. But the point is, yes, this kind of farming, this kind of small farming is on the increase, and a great thing to find out about.
Yeah, I heard about somebody who has a movable chicken coop where he can just move it around from one area to the other in the landscape, which is kind of neat.
Super idea.
Yeah.
That's
so I guess there's laws about where you can have some of these
There
farms
is, but remember, pets that are kept inside the garage or like that, you don't have laws on that type of thing. So if your chicken's a pet, it's one thing.
Oh, right.
If you have a flock, then of course you've got to be someplace where it's zoned for that. And there are also things called variances you can apply for. But you're going to see more and more increase this way, and more information, and more people excited about it, because raising your own food or having your own companion animals is a great lifestyle.
Good. Dennis, thank you very much. Thank you, Bailey, for being here too. If you're like me and you always wanted that small farm, well, there's an opportunity there, and you can call the Extension office and talk to Dennis here and be happy to give you more information.